it will be recorded. Okay, yeah. So in every application, we could see different types of controls in every application, like text boxes, drop downs, check boxes, radio buttons, links, images, labels, like that. So in QTP, every control in the application is an object. In terms of QTP, in UFT terms, every control or element in the application is an object in UFT or QTP. Got it? So what is the object? When we are talking about object, definitely we should understand what is a class, because object and class both are very tightly connected, linked terms, object and class. So in the application, every element or every control is an object as per QTP or UFT. So what is the object definition? What is the object? Object means, object is an instance of class. An instance of class. That is the definition of object. What is a class? Class means it is it defines a template. It defines a template, or we can say structure. We can call it with the different terms. Template with set of attributes and methods. Attributes means, attributes defines properties of objects, and methods defines operations, what operations we can execute on that particular object. So the class defines a set of attributes and methods. So the class is not really exist. It is something like a definition. Class is just simply a definition. It doesn't really exist. But object is the physical form of class. We can say like that. See, the class is not physically exist. It is just simply logical definition, the class. But object is a physical form of a class. The object physically will exist. Okay, as the object will be defined from class. Object is an instance of class. See examples to understand better. For example, I have what is that? I can give an example. Mobile. I have mobile class. The class name is mobile. Okay. With the class name mobile, if you take any mobile, every mobile has some set of properties, physical properties. Examples. Every mobile has a screen, correct? Screen size. What is a screen size? What is a screen resolution? Is it right? And what is a RAM size in the mobile? Correct? And what is the memory size? Memory size. What is the color of the mobile? So like this, every mobile has some set of attributes. Here mobile class I'm defining. So for this mobile class, in this mobile class, we are defining some set of attributes. These are all attributes. Are you clear? And we can define some set of methods for the same in this mobile class methods. What methods we can define for mobile? What actions we can do in mobile using mobile? Calling, correct? Calling and send SMS, send message, and receive call. Okay, receive call. So like this, we can do some actions. Not only that one, so many more things we can do now, correct? Browsing. We can do browsing in mobile. Okay, we can do what is that, photos. We can take a photo, correct? take take a snap, take a record video. These are all different types of actions that we can do in mobile nowadays. So these are all actions, means these are all methods, and these are all the properties of that particular mobile class. That means every mobile, these are all generic properties we are defining here, the set of generic properties of any mobile. We are not defining attributes and methods of any specific mobile like a Samsung or a Samsung S5 or Samsung S6. Like that, we are not defining for any particular mobile here. We are defined one generic class called mobile. So in this mobile class, these are all the attributes and these are all the methods will be available. We defined. Now, using for this class, we can define different types of objects. Now, for this using this class, we can define objects. What are the objects now? All the mobiles belongs to this class. All mobiles belong to this class. For example, now you can take iPhone. iPhone is iPhone 6s. This is the mobile, particular specific mobile name. So this mobile is nothing but it is an object created from this class. When you can say that this object is created from this class, this mobile has all these properties. This mobile object will be having all these properties and all these methods this mobile will support. Then we can say that this object is created from this class. That means this object belongs to this class because this object properties and this object methods are same as class attributes and class methods. So we can say that this object belongs to this particular class. Understand? So, but this iPhone 6s will be having some set of values. So iPhone 6s screen size will be different. Screen resolution, it will have some screen resolution. What is the RAM size in iPhone 6s? What is the memory size? What is the color? What is the UFT? What is this UFT concepts? Remove that. Okay. And what are the actions it will support? Few actions it may not support. Some actions it will support. Okay. And similarly define one more thing. Suppose Samsung S6. Okay, so this phone, this mobile will be having same attributes and same methods, but this phone will be having different values. This phone will be having same screen size. It may not be the same like iPhone 6s. The Samsung S6 screen size may be different from iPhone 6s. That means each phone will be having its own unique values, unique attribute values. Are you clear? So iPhone 6s resolution can be different, size can be different from Samsung S6. Are you clear? So like this, we can take some real-time examples to understand how class and objects are related. So in the class, we are defining what properties and what methods will be available. And any object with the same properties and with the same methods belong to that particular class. If there is any object created with the same attributes and with the same methods, then we can say that that object belong to that particular class. Are you clear? So that is the concept of object and class that we have to understand before getting into QTP, because in QTP every element or every control is an object. So when we call every control is an object, every object definitely will be having some set of attributes and methods. Understand? So every object definitely has some set of properties, physical properties. Okay. So now let us see, for example, if I take a text box, it is a control in the application, text box control in the application. So for this text box, tell me few properties, few attributes, Attributes means physical properties. Tell me few physical properties of text boxes. Height, height, name, width. Is it right? So these are all few properties. Height, width of the text box, and what is the name of the text box? Is it right? What is the native class? Okay, leave that one. Native class, it is something more technical. Just we can say some generic properties. Okay, these are all something. Let us take text. Text means the value in the text box. The value in the text box, that is called text property. So these are all some properties available for text boxes, for all text boxes. See, these properties are common for all text boxes. Understand? For every text box, height will be available, width will be available, name will be available, text will be available. Understand? And similarly, tell me a few methods. What methods we can execute on text box? Enter the text, correct? Enter text and click text box. Click text box. We can click on the text box. We can double click. Not only click, we can do all double click also we can do. Is it right? And like this, these are all some common actions that we can execute on text box. And also select text in the text box. Select text inside the text box. That is also one action that we can do. So these are all some set of common actions that we can execute on any text box. So these actions are called methods. Are you clear? So now for this text box, all text boxes in any application belongs to same class in QTP. That means for all text boxes, there is one class defined in QTP. That class name, suppose if the text box is a Windows text box, if it is Windows text box, then the class is WinEdit. That is a class name. Are you clear? If the text box is inside Windows application, there is a text box. So all text boxes in any Windows application, understand, will be having same set of attributes and methods. So what we can say that all these text boxes belong to same class. So what is that class name in QTP? WinEdit. Suppose if the text box is a web text box, that means if the text box is inside a web application, so that text box is different from Windows text box. That means technology changes here. In the web technology we are using to develop that web text box, developers will be using web technologies to develop or to create any web text box in the web applications. Okay, so that means if the text box is it is a window text box, then WinEdit. If it is a web text box, what is the class? The class in QTP, it is called WebEdit. WebEdit. Suppose if it is a Java text box, if your application is Java application, that means the text box is created using Java technology. Java. It is not a web application. It is a Java text box. That means it is a Java application. So the text box is created by using Java. So we can call that is a Java text box or Java edit box. Java text box. In this case, that class will be different again. Java edit. Are you clear? Suppose if it is a Visual Basic text box, then VB edit, like that. The classes will be changing. See, there are different types of same type of control developed in different technologies. If you defined a text box using Microsoft technologies, then it is WinEdit. If you define a text box inside a web application, then its class is WebEdit. If there is a text box inside a Java application, it is a Java edit. See here, that means all these three applications are developed in different technologies. It is Windows technologies, it is Microsoft Windows technologies. Microsoft Windows technology. Okay, and here what is the technology? It is a web technology. Okay, so here it is a Java technology. So if the application's technology is different, then you should select different add-ins in QTP. If it is a Windows technology application, then what add-in we will be selecting? We don't select any special add-in. By default, QTP supports Microsoft Windows technologies, Windows applications, normal Windows applications. If it is a web application, then you will be selecting here web add-in in QTP. Understand? And if it is a Java application, you will be selecting Java add-in. So depends upon the technology in which that control is created or is developed by developer. Understand? That control class name will be changing and add-ins will be changing. For the technology, add-ins will be changing, and for the objects or controls developed in that particular technology, class names also will be changing. If it is a Windows text box, class is WinEdit. If it is a web text box, the class is called WebEdit. If it is a Java text box, the class is called here Java Edit. Are you clear? So inside each class, what is defined? Some set of attributes and methods are defined here. Okay, so those are the methods and attributes we'll be using in our QTP scripts while automating different controls. How you are automating different controls in the application? Each control belongs to some class in QTP. So in that class, there are some set of attributes and methods are defined already. So QTP will be using these methods and attributes which are defined in the class. By using these attributes and methods, the QTP will be automating that particular object or control in the application. Understand now the concept of object and class, attributes and methods. Attributes and methods. 1 second, is it over? Okay, now come to here. Let us see first thing. For the first concept, we are going to discuss about recording in QTP. That is our first concept. So these are all the concepts we will be discussing in UFT. Recording and what is the structure of QTP script and what is the recording process, how QTP records the actions in the application, that is called recording process, and execution process, how QTP execute the QTP script. When you run the QTP script, how it executes the actions in the application, and what is the object configuration and object learning process, and what is the object identification process, and what is a smart identification, and what is a virtual relation identification, and what these are all right basic concepts before starting script creation or script development. Before learning the script creation, how to create a QTP script, we should understand how QTP works, how QTP functions. Then these are all the basic concepts, right, that we should understand, the QTP core concepts. Then we can understand or we can debug any issue that we face during the automation script executions. We can easily able to fix the issues if you understand the core concept of QTP, how it works and how it executes, how it learns, how it records. These are all the core concepts of QTP first. If you understand these basic concepts, right, then it will be very easily you can debug the scripts, or you can easily find the root cause of any failure in the QTP script execution. Okay, yeah, it is finished. Now let me install quickly my our old version of QTP for today's class. Maybe I will try to fix that issue by next session. Okay, so timing I will go with the old version so that we can continue our class without any. Okay. Okay, first let us see with what is this? Recording and playback. Let us start with this topic. What is this record and One second. Uninstallation is not yet completed. Okay, so recording and playback, what is this concept is? See, recording and playback, we don't use it in the real-time automation projects, but sometimes we should have to use recording. Sometimes there could be some situations where you cannot write a code. For example, uh, for example, you have to what I can say. Yeah, suppose if there is any step that you want to click your mouse. I want to click my mouse inside a scroll bar. Suppose I have a scroll bar in the right side. I want to move that scroll bar down. So I have to click this particular button, or I have to click at particular location in my page. That means I want to click at this point, for example. So this is the scroll bar. Here I have the scroll bar. Now I want to move down. I want move down, one page down. How we can record this? I want to move it down. Can you write a script? Yes, you can write a script sometimes. If you know the coding and if you have good programming knowledge, then you can be able to write it. Suppose if I want to click at a specific location, for example, I want to click my mouse at this particular point. That means to automate this step, you should have to know what is the XY coordinates of that particular point where I want to click my mouse. So you may not be able to find what is the coordinates of XY coordinates of that particular point without recording. You cannot able to find it. Only by recording you can find what is the coordinate of that particular area or that particular point. Without recording you cannot define the exact coordinates of that particular point. Only through recording only it will capture the correct XY coordinates for that particular, for any particular point in the object. You got my point? See, my action, what I want to record here, what I want to automate, I want to click my mouse inside some object at particular area. In particular specific area I want to click my mouse. That is my requirement. If you want to automate this particular step without recording, you cannot do this. Why? Because we should know that particular point XY coordinates where you want to click with mouse. So that particular area XY coordinates we cannot identify, you cannot find it without recording. Only by recording it will, QTP can capture the correct XY coordinates of that particular point. So like that, there could be some situations where you should have to use recording in your automation project, but we don't use it always. But sometimes recording is mandatory in some situations to generate a script, to create a script. Are you clear? So by using recording, what will happen? The QTP will automatically create a script for the steps what we recorded. Okay. Okay. That means by using recording QTP, we can record user actions. We can record user actions in the application by using record option. We have record option in QTP. Using this record option, we can record user actions. Okay. So we can record user actions in the application by using record option in QTP. See here, it will record automatically QTP script for every action that we recorded. And if you play back that means if you run that recorded action script, automatically it will repeat the same actions whatever we have recorded. same actions it will execute in the application. Is it right? So here there are two types of recordings here. That means we can record user actions in different ways in QTP. We can record user actions in different ways. So there are three different types of recording modes are available in QTP. So there are three different types of recording modes. The first one is okay. The first one is normal recording, and the second one is analog recording, and third one is low level recording. Low level recording. So these are the three different types of recording modes we can use in QTP. So in all these three recording modes, what QTP will do? QTP will record user actions, and for every user action QTP will generate QTP script, VB script automatically, and that recorded script can be executed and the same actions will be repeated by QTP tool. Then why we have three different types of recording modes to record the same type of actions? In each recording mode, the way of recording will be different. The way how QTP records the user actions in each recording mode will be different. Let us see the first one. Let us try to understand what is this normal recording. Suppose I have one small text box. I have a small text box, or I have button. Let us take it as a button. It is a button I have. See, this is a button. If I click this button using QTP, how QTP records this action? I am clicking the button inside some dialog box. Inside some dialog box. Inside some dialog box, there is a button. Okay, this is a button inside some dialog box. When I click this button using QTP, it will record that action immediately. How it will record? Say for example, let us assume that it is a dialog box and it is a button called OK. Add text here. It is OK button. It is a OK button inside this dialog box. Now when you click this, it will generate the script immediately like this. Dialog, the dialog name, for example, login, and dot win edit. OK. OK. And dot click. This is the statement will be generated when you click this OK button inside the some dialog box, inside login dialog box in the application. If I click this OK button, how QTP will generate the script? In normal recording, this is the statement it will generate. See, if you look into this statement, what is the statement is? We are clicking this OK button. Are you clear? So this OK button is inside some dialog box. Are you clear? So here this is the first parent object dialog. The dialog box name is login. So this is the parent object, and inside this parent object we are clicking some object of type WinEdit type. It is a WinEdit object. WinEdit object means, sorry, Win button, not a WinEdit. It is a button, right? It is a Win button. Win button. It is a button type object. We are clicking some button inside this dialog box. So first it defines a parent dialog object. How this parent dialog object is defined? Using that parent object type. That means that parent object type is defined by using class, object class. So dialog is here that object class. Dialog is a class for this particular dialog object. And inside this brackets, we are defining that dialog box name of that object. So this is called object class and this is called object name. So by using these two terms, object name and object class, this particular parent object is defined in the script. And inside this parent object, there is one more object that we have clicked. So this object is defined by using win button class and OK name. So here win button is a class name and OK is object name. So by using these two values, this child object OK button object is defined in the statement. So this is the parent object, and inside this parent object, this is a child object OK button. So this child object is clicked. So click is the action. So click is nothing but action here. Are you clear? Click is the action that we executed on this particular OK button, and this OK button is inside login dialog box. See, that means how this action is recorded. The action what we recorded here is click on OK button. Understand? So the click action is recorded with respect to OK button. We click the mouse on particular object. What is that object? We clicked. OK button object we clicked. Is this OK button object is a parent object? No, it is not a parent object. It is a child object. So what is that object's parent? That object's parent is login dialog. So that login dialog also captured in the script immediately. Understand now? So the concept what we should understand here, in the normal recording, how QTP records the user actions. So in this normal recording, every user action will be recorded with respect to object. With respect to object. Only with respect to object, every user action will be recorded in the normal recording mode in QTP. So if you record any action, this is the format how your QTP script will be generated for every action. Definitely every action should be executed on some control or on some object, and that object will be defined by using object class and object name in the QTP script. And if that object is not a parent object, and if it is a child object, then automatically it will capture all its parent objects. So for this button, what is the parent object? Login is the parent. Login dialog box is the parent object. So it will capture that parent object also in the script. So parent starting from this parent object, what is the next parent? What is the next parent? What is this child object? So when you record any object, it will capture its all parent objects automatically. And once all objects are captured, then it will record action, what action we executed on that particular object. So this action is called method, click method. Understand? For few actions, you will be giving some input. So that input will be recorded here. If you have passed any input, for example, in the same dialog box, I have a text box. If I have a text box inside this same text in the same dialog box. So in this text box, suppose it is a username text box. If I enter username in this text box, if I enter a value Prasad something, if I enter a value Prasad, this is the action I recorded. This is the action I have recorded in QTP. How it will be recorded? What could be the code? In the same way, it will capture, starting with the parent object. What is the parent object? Dialog. Its name login. And dot. Inside this dialog, this text box is there. So this text box class is winedit. And what is that object name? Text box name, username. This is the object. Now what is the action we recorded? We have entered some text value into the text box. So the method is set. Set is the method. Set. And to this set, we are passing some input. What input we are passing? Some data we have entered. This is the data entered in this text box. So this is Prasad is a text value. It is the input that we are passing to this method, set method. So like this, it will record the step to enter the value into the text boxes. Yeah, done. Installation is done. Quick Professional. Okay. Now let us say this recording what we have I have explained you. I will show you this one, the normal recording process, how it will do it. Okay, let me open some application in IE. Yeah, see here I am opening some website redbus.in. I am opening this website. Okay, now I will record this object. Let us say that is it recording. See here we have record button. Record button. See when you click record button, it will show this recording settings, recording and run settings dialog box. So there are two tabs now. By default there should be only one tab, that is Windows Applications tab, but now it displays two tabs because I have selected web add-in in our add-ins manager dialog box. So that's why apart from Windows application it displays web tab also. For web tab settings for web applications, Windows application tab is for Windows application settings. So now in both the cases you should select here first radio option. What is this first radio option is? Record and run the test on any open Windows based application. Same way in the web, record and run test on any open browser. That means to record any application, any web application or any Windows application, you have to select the first radio button to record all applications. If you select this second radio button, what is this is? This is called selective recording. Are you clear? So in the recording, there are two types. I can say before discussing say recording modes, we can record all applications. That is the first option. And second option, selective recording. Selective recording means recording only selected applications, not all the applications. So in this record and run settings tab, if I select here second radio button, then you can choose which application you want to record in the desktop. So you can define one or two applications, only these two applications should be recorded in QTP. So QTP cannot record any actions in other applications. That is called selective recording. If I select this first radio button, it will record any application. Are you clear? That is the difference between first and radio options. By default, we select here first radio option in both web and Windows applications and apply. Suppose if I select here you can define. If I define the URL, which web URL, web application you want to record, you can define that URL, and when you click record button, automatically QTP will launch that browser and it will open that URL automatically if you define the URL here. Are you clear? If I use it here, it won't launch automatically. It won't launch the browser automatically, and it won't open any URL in the browser. If you select here first radio button, apply, okay, done. Now let me record the session. Chennai, Bangalore. So I have entered. Let us see that is it recording or not. No, it's not recording. One, let me check that version of this IE browser. QTP 10, it won't support, I think so, IE 9 and those things. Let me check that. What is the version of this? No, no, Chari. We cannot record multiple. What is that? Uh, we can record different browsers, but by default, the QTP supports a few browsers. Suppose, for example, this QTP is a QTP 10, right? So this QTP 10, it won't support many browsers. So if I go to QTP application, okay, here it is not there, PAM. Okay, let us see that in the README, you can find it, what browsers it supports, the QTP 10. Or you can go to PAM. PAM means product availability matrix. For every, once you install the QTP, you go to program files and where we install that QTP and go to the help. And here you can find one document that is called a PAM, product availability matrix. In that document, it will define very clearly what versions it will support, what versions it won't support, what browsers it will support, everything. What it supports and what it won't support will be defined in detail in the PAM document. You can find that PAM document here. 1 second. User guide, tutorial.
No, above PAM is there.
Where is
QTP
it?
underscore PAM.
QTP underscore?
Above PAM, above. The PDF itself.
Yeah, right. This one. QTP underscore PAM. PAM means product availability matrix. And in this document, you could see everything, what it supports and what it won't support, which version it will support, operating systems, browsers, everything. You can see that here. Okay, so look at that, operating systems, Windows. It supports Windows 2000, Windows XP with the Service Pack 3. But UFT latest version, it won't support XP also. The latest version of UFT, it won't support XP 2003. All these things will not be supported. Only it supports Windows 7 and Server 2008. It will support. All these operating systems it won't support the latest version of UFT. Understand? And similarly, browsers. You can see if you want to see if any browser, see what browsers it will support. It supports Internet Explorer up to 8 version. Say that only up to version 8 only it will support Internet Explorer. But what is the version currently I have in my system? Let me check that. It is that help about Internet Explorer. It is 8 only. Then it should support, right? 8.0 76.01. Okay. Internet Explorer 8 beta 2. What is this beta 2? Then it may support. Let me check that. There should be one add-in actually. Go to Internet Explorer, Tools, Add-ins. Where is add-ins? Manage add-ons. Yes, there already. BHO enabled only. So this BHO should be enabled actually. It is enabled only. Okay. BHO manager class. It should be enabled. It is enabled. Fine. Then it should identify. It should record it then. Why it is not recording? Let us see that once again. Or I will do one thing. I will launch this sometimes, right? If you launch the application from QTP, it may work fine. Let us see that. Let us define click record button, not record button. Go to record and run settings, automation, record and run settings. Now web, I'm going to define here. Yeah, apply. Okay. Now start recording. See, application is opened automatically. Look at that. If I enter that URL in the second radio option, and when you click record button or when you click run button in QTP, it will automatically will launch the browser and it will open that URL. So now let us record it. Is it recording now? Chennai, not recording still. That means it's not supporting still. Let us see that. Is it supporting or not? No, it's not supporting. We have selected web add-in, right? In QTP. Selected. Web add-in is selected. Okay. There might be some, what is that? The compatibility problem. Here they mentioned 8 beta 2 version only it will support like that. But here it is 8 version is 8 only. Then it should support generally. Version 8 only we have. It should support generally. Why it's not supporting now? Okay guys, here you can see that here all the things, what technologies it supports, what technologies it won't support, everything A to Z you can find. Yeah, in Chrome also. See that for Chrome what is required. See, Chrome is there here in the compatible list. See, look at that here in the browsers list there is no Chrome at all. That means this version, the QTP 10, won't support Chrome browser. Only it supports Firefox, that too version 3.0x, and Netscape and Internet Explorer up to 8. But the latest version of UFT will support Chrome, will support almost all the browsers. UFT 12.02 will support all the browsers. Okay, so here you can find out very easily what is the technologies we are using in the application, whether all these technologies can be identified or supported by QTP or not. You can have to check that first in this PAM document. Only then you can select for automation. You can automate that application. If the technology or if the technology's version is not supported by QTP, then you cannot. It won't identify that particular technology controls in the application. See here, they have defined for all the technologies what it supports and what it won't support. Add-ins, for add-ins also they have defined Power Builder add-in. In the Power Builder add-in, what will be supported, what will not be supported. They have defined, say that SAP solution, SAP add-in. So if you install SAP add-in, what it can identify in the SAP application, what kind of controls we can be identified, what cannot be. In SAP also there could be many versions. So the compatibility is defined here for each technology and for all the browsers and for all operating systems, what QTP supports and it doesn't support. So that is about PAM document. Okay, fine. Now come here. Now what we can do now? IE is not identifying here. So let us go with the Windows application then. Okay. Let us try with the browser. This Firefox. In Firefox, what is the current version of Firefox? Let me check this. The Firefox version. About Firefox, where is it?
Professor, I think we can download 8.0.73 something. IE.
Yeah, this is 8 point, maybe previous version of IE we have to download here, correct? This is 8.0.76. I think so. This is a fine. It should work. It is a 8 version only, right? IE 8 only. Maybe. Okay, first let us see this one. What is it? Firefox browser. In the Firefox, what is this version of Firefox? It is 41.02. It supports only 3.02, not, so it also won't support. Firefox also cannot be supported here. Okay, fine. We will see that how to working with the web applications, right? We will see in our next sessions, no problem. Now for today, let us continue with our Windows application. So in Windows, in QTP, there is one simple sample application. Windows application is available. So go to Start Quick Test Professional, Sample Applications, and open this flight. Okay, login. So I have opened here flight reservation application. Login dialog box is open. It is simple window application to book the flight tickets. Flight reservation application. It is very simple application. So let us record here. So I will record this window. Click record button and select here. I'm entering username here. Agent name. Prasad and enter password Mercury and click OK. See that here it records the actions immediately. See how these actions are recorded. Let us see how the code is generated. It is not visible. One second, I will increase the size. So this is the script generated for the steps what we recorded in Windows application. What we recorded, I have entered first agent name in the agent name text box. So how that step is recorded, look at that here. The text box agent name, that is a text box name. This is a text box name. And what is this we need it? This is a text box class. And in this text box we have entered the value. Enter the value that for that action the method is set method. And what input we have entered into the text box. This is the text we have entered. So this is the input data for this particular action. And this text box is inside another parent object. So what is that parent object? Login dialog box. It is a dialog class and the dialog name is login. Are you clear? That means this is the object. This is object. And on this object, this is the action what we executed. Action, operation. And this is the input data what we have used in that action. Are you clear? That is recorded. And the same way, what is the next step we recorded? I have entered password in the text box. In the password text box. See, this is the password text box. How it is recorded? Password is the text box name, and again WinEdit is the text box type. It is a class, text box class. WinEdit. And a dialog is its parent object, dialog. And here the method is different. Since here we are entering password, protected value, encrypted value. That means how that password value is displayed when you enter that value. See, when you enter here Mercury, it is encrypted, so it is not visible. So it is a password text box. It is not a normal text box. It is a password text box. So when you enter a password value, encrypted value into the password text box, it is using set secure method. Set secure, that means you are entering secured value, encrypted value. This is what encrypted value for password Mercury. It is encrypted value of Mercury. So into the set secure method, what value you have to pass as input? The encrypted value will be passed as input for this set secure method. And this is a method we executed on this password text box, and this text box is inside login dialog box parent object. And after that we have clicked button, OK button we have clicked. Click and OK is the object name, and win button is that object class, button class, win button. Are you clear? So if you observe these three statements, in the first statement, what is the action we recorded? Enter Prasad, enter agent name, that is the action in this text box. And here enter password into this text box. And next step, click on this button. So every action is recorded on some object. How? In the normal recording mode, user actions are recorded. That is what we have to understand. Every user action is recorded with respect to some object. That is the main point in normal recording mode. So every action, every user action will be recorded with respect to an object. Okay, and here it cannot record mouse movements. Mouse movements cannot be recorded in the normal recording mode. See, for example, if I click record button and if I move the mouse, say I'm moving the mouse, is it recording any statements? No, it is not recording any statement for mouse movements. That means the mouse movements cannot be recorded in the normal recording mode. Are you clear? So when you click record button, by default it will start normal recording mode. So this is the recording mode we will be using most frequently to generate the script, to create a script. We use always normal recording mode. Okay, let us see this. Let me rerun this script, run this script. Let me close all these up windows. Okay, I have to open login dialog box. Only then these statements will be executed. I have launched login dialog box. Now I'm running this script. Click run button. See, it enters agent name Prasad, then it enters this password and it clicked OK button, so that flight reservation window is opened successfully. That means suppose if I enter invalid username, suppose if I enter only P or PR, only two letters I am entering now. Let us see that. It should enter only PR, only two letters in the login dialog box in agent name. Now I am running the script. See, only PR is entered in the login dialog box. So it throws error. Agent name must be at least 4 characters long. So as per this application requirement, the agent name should be minimum of 4 characters. You can enter any name, no problem, but that should be minimum of 4 characters. But I'm entering here only 2 characters, so application is throwing error message. So here, see, in this statement, I have entered only 2 letters. Only these 2 letters are entered in the agent name text box by QTP. Are you clear? So this is a record and playback, just simply. So in the normal recording, how QTP records user actions. And in the normal recording mode, we cannot record mouse movements. These are the important points in the normal recording mode. Any doubts? Okay. If you don't have any doubts, now go to the next one. What is that analog recording? Okay, one more thing I will show you here. See, this panel in QTP, it is called a test panel. Okay, this is a test panel. So let me take the snapshot. I will copy this. I will remove this one. So this is a normal recorded script. Okay, normal recorded script. Okay, and now in this QTP panel, in this QTP UI, panel, okay, this is called, let me highlight that, this is test panel. This is a test panel. Okay. Okay. So this is a test panel. It is called test panel. Test panel. Okay. And this is a data table. Below there is one more thing that is called data table. So this is data table. It happened. It is gone. So there are so many things are created. Huh? Okay, fine. It is there. So this is it cannot be copied. Data table. Okay, and just simply data table. So these are the two panels we'll be using most frequently in the automation scripts, in our automation script development. Okay, in the test panel, say in the test panel, there are two modes. Here we have two modes in the test panel, expert view and keyword view. In the test panel, we can view the script in two views or in two modes. What are the two modes? Expert view and keyword view. Look into this. In expert view, it displays the VB script program. It is a VB script program. It is a program. That means it is a programmatic view. The expert view is nothing but a programmatic view. Understand? Recording. Okay. So test panel. In the test panel, what we can view? We can edit and view the script. View the script in the test panel. So the script can be displayed in two modes. What are those? One is keyword view and second one is expert view. Expert view. Okay. What is this key expert view? Expert view is nothing but it is a programmatic view. That means it displays a VB script program. VB script program. It displays VB script program in the expert view. What is this keyword view? The keyword view displays the script in the form of rows and columns. In rows and columns. That means it is a table view. It is a table view. Look at this. This is the script we recorded to enter agent name and password and click OK button. So for these three steps, this is the script generated in VB script. So this is a VB script program that we see in expert view. But the same program or the same script, how it is displayed in the keyword view. If you go to keyword view, the same script is displayed in the form of rows and columns. What rows are available here? What columns are there? The first column is item. Item means nothing but object control, the object name. It displays in the first column that particular object name. Object name means, see this one, these are the object names. These names will be displayed in the first column. Say, look at that here, login, agent name, password, okay. So look at that, okay, password, agent name, login. So these are all the object names. So these object names will be displayed in the first column item. In the second column, what is displayed? Methods, or it is called keyword. These methods are called keywords. See here, set method, set secure, click. These are the three methods. So those three methods are displayed, set, secure, and click. And what is the third column? Value. Value means test data. So what data is there in this script? PR and this value, password value, encrypted value. And for click, there is no data. So the same data's values are displayed here in the third column. And what is the last column? Description, documentation. Documentation means nothing but description of this particular step, the step description. Documentation means nothing but here it will display the particular step description. So the same script can be displayed in two different views in QTP test panel. The first view is called keyword view. In the keyword view, it displays that script in 4 columns. The first column, there are 4 columns in keyword view. Script displayed here in 4 columns. What are those columns? Item. It displays here object names. Object names. Next one, operation. Operation. Operation means it displays here methods or keywords. We can call it as a keyword. And next one is value. It displays the test data. It is a test data column. And the last one, documentation. Documentation means here it displays step descriptions. Step descriptions. Are you clear? So these are the 4 different columns. In these 4 columns, the script will be displayed in keyword view. And in expert view, the same script will be displayed in programmatic view. That is nothing but VB script program will be displayed in the expert view. Are you clear about this test panel views? Okay. Now come to our recording process. Where is this one? What we are recording? Not yet come. I have to move that up 1 second. Okay, fine. So, and one more important thing, in the normal recording, we discuss now 2 points, important points. The first point is every user action will be recorded with respect to an object. That is first point. And second point, in normal recording, mouse movements cannot be recorded. Mouse movements cannot be recorded. Are you clear in the normal recording how it is? Normal recording works. And now come to analog recording. What is analog recording is? How it will record it? See, now I will record the same actions whatever we recorded here in the analog recording, in this recording mode. What is this recording? In analog recording mode. I will record it now. In the analog recording, if I record same actions, whatever we recorded in the normal recording mode, I am going to record same actions by using analog recording in the same script. So in the same script, I will be selecting now analog recording. How to select analog recording? First click record button. And after that, go to automation and select analog recording option. Once you select analog recording option, it displays one more dialog box. Here, how do you want to record actions with respect to the screen in the desktop? That is the first radio option. Or do you want to record actions with respect to window, application window? How do you want to record actions in analog recording mode? So that option we should select. There are two options. The first option, if I select this first option, how it will record actions with respect to screen, desktop screen. And the second one, if I select this radio option, second radio option, it will record actions with respect to application window, selected application window. Now let us select first option first. Let us see first radio option. That means it records actions with respect to desktop screen. And click start analog record button. Now it is in analog mode. You can see that here. In the below, it is displaying recording mode name analog. So now QTP is in analog mode. Now I'm going to record actions. I'm entering Prasad and enter again password Mercury and click OK button. That's it. Now stop recording. Is it recording anything here? So still it is not recording any statement in QTP test panel. Now stop recording. After stopping the recording, now it generates a statement, a single statement it generates. Desktop dot run analog track 1. You see the difference? In the normal recording, when I recorded same actions, entering agent name and entering password and clicking OK button. These are the three actions I recorded in the normal mode. What happened? It immediately generated the script for every action immediately. As soon as I enter the value into the agent name, and immediately it generated the first line script statement. And after entering the password, immediately it generated the second step. And after clicking the OK button, immediately it generates that third step. But when I recorded same actions using analog mode, what happened? No statement generated until we stop the recording. After stopping the recording, only then it generates a single statement that is called desktop.runAnalog statement. So that means in this single statement, all multiple actions. That means how many actions we recorded? I recorded 3 actions. Entering agent name, entering password and click OK button. All these actions are recorded in single statement in analog mode. That is desktop.runAnalog track 1. What is this track 1? This track 1 is nothing but here some data file, analog data file name. Track 1 is analog file name. Inside this file, all our actions are recorded. All actions are recorded inside this track 1 analog file. This analog file will be stored in some temporary file until we save this script. Once you save the script, it will be saved inside the QTP script folder. Understand? So inside this analog file, all the actions, whatever you recorded, are recorded inside this analog file. And this analog file, we are simply running that analog file using this statement desktop.runAnalog file name we are passing here as input. So let me run this statement, and now let us see that whether will it repeat same actions, all the actions what we recorded in this analog mode. Let me check that one. I'm closing this window and open login dialog box. I've opened login dialog box. Now I'm going to run this 6th statement alone. I'm not going to run these 3 statements. So just I will be placing the cursor here and right click and select here run from run from the step. Which step? Where cursor currently available? Cursor is at fifth line now currently. So it will execute from fifth line, not from the first line. So I am selecting here run from the step option. Click OK. See, now it is running sixth statement. Now see that what's happening, how it is running, whether is it enters the value in the agent name and password field, and is it clicking the OK button. See, nothing is entered, right? Nothing is entered. Once again I will try. Let us try this. I'm going to run again. Run from step. It's not running, correct? It is not entering the values into this agent name, password, text boxes. 1 second. I want to minimize this. 1 second. I want to minimize this QTP. Automation. No, it won't enter. Okay, I will show you one more thing. See, I will record one more thing, one more unlog statement, same thing, one will record here. How I will record now? I will move this login dialog box from here to here. I will keep it here. Now I'm going to record again analog mode. Click record button. Again select analog recording. Select first option. Click this start analog recording. Now I'm entering same thing. Say that Prasad I have entered. And I'm entering invalid password ABCD. And I'm clicking OK button. The flight reservation window is open. Okay, that is enough. I'm stopping this. I stopped it. So it generated one more statement, run analog track 2. Now I will run this statement. Let us say that I will run this ninth statement, ninth line. It will execute it now. See that it is running fine. Are you getting the point? Why this statement is not running and why this statement is this is running good? Any thought? See, again I will run line 9 number line. I will run. See, it is running good. Correct? It is entering the value into agent name and password. It is running good. Run from the step. See, Prasad is entered. Done. Okay, now if I move this, what is this? When I keep this login dialog box at this position, now if I run this ninth statement, let us say that. Is it running? ABCD is entered in this drop. See, in this document. Look at that here. ABCD is entered inside this document, not inside the drop down login dialog box. Got the point? See, it is not. It is empty. See, again I will run. I will show you. See that I'm running now. Ninth statement. See, somewhere it entered. Here it entered. Inside this document it entered ABCD. Why it is happening like this? When this dialog box was at this position, it was running good. I think so. Now even if I move it now, it will fail. It may be fail now. It won't run. It may not run perfectly. See, it is not entering. See, it is trying to enter inside this web page now. See, something is running very differently, right? See, very simple logic. What's happening in this analog mode? How actions are recorded in this analog mode? I recorded same actions, same three actions I recorded in analog mode. See, in this case, what happened? The actions, whatever you recorded by using analog mode, analog recording mode, every action will be recorded with respect to desktop screen coordinates. In the normal mode, how actions are recorded? With respect to object. With respect to object, is it clear? With respect to object, actions are recorded in in the normal mode. But using analog recording mode, what happens? User actions will be recorded with respect to screen coordinates, not with respect to objects like normal mode. In the analog mode, every user action will be recorded with respect to desktop screen. That means, see, just understand this. What is the first action I recorded? Agent name I have entered. I click the mouse inside this object. So how this action will be recorded? Actually, I'm clicking the text box inside the login dialog box, but in analog mode, how QTP records this action, the mouse is clicked at this particular point in desktop screen. It ignores login dialog box and the agent name text box, all these objects. The QTP ignores all these objects. How it will record the action? The mouse is clicked at this point, So here I'm clicking. So the QTP will record that point where mouse is clicked on the screen. At this particular point, the mouse is clicked. That's how that click action will be recorded. After clicking this mouse, I'm typing some Prasad in the text box. How this action will be recorded? The keyboard keys PRASAD are pressed at location at this point in the screen. In the desktop screen, starting from this particular point, PRASAD keys are pressed in the keyboard. That is how this action will be recorded in the analog mode. It will ignore the text box, where you are typing the value. How it will record? The text is pressed or these keys are pressed in the keyboard at this particular point in the screen. After that, I come to password. Again, I click the mouse inside the text box, inside the password text box. So again, same way, the mouse is clicked in the desktop screen at this point. Then again, we are typing ABCD. ABCD keys are pressed in the keyboard. Like that, it will record the actions. It won't record objects. It won't record agent name, password, login dialog box, OK button. These objects will not be recorded in analog mode. What it records is only screen coordinates with respect to desktop screen. At which point you have clicked the mouse. At which point you have typed the keyboard keys. This is how same actions will be recorded by using analog mode. So that's why you could see that in analog mode, every mouse movement is recorded. Every mouse movement is recorded in analog mode. You could see that. So if I run this statement, observe that execution, the mouse is moving. See that? The mouse is moving. That means every mouse movement, whatever the mouse you have moved, in which direction you have moved, every mouse movement is recorded in analog mode. Understand this now? In the analog mode, how script is generated? The script is generated in a single statement. That is the first point. and where if it is generating a single statement where your all multiple actions, whatever we recorded, all our multiple actions are recorded, where these actions are recorded inside this data file. This file is called analog file. Inside these analog files all our actions are recorded. Understand? That is another important point. Another one, this analog file we cannot edit, we cannot modify the code inside this file, we cannot make any changes, we cannot edit this file. And one more thing, every mouse movement is recorded in analog mode. And the main important point, every action is recorded with respect to screen coordinates, not with respect to objects. Understand now? User actions will be recorded with respect to the screen coordinates. Okay, and all actions are recorded in in analog file. In analog file, only a single statement is generated in analog mode, and analog file cannot be edited. We cannot edit the analog file, cannot be modified. And one more important thing, every mouse movement will be recorded in analog mode. So what is the use of analog mode? See, this normal recording mode is the default mode. Normal recording mode is the default mode. And when we use this analog mode is used to record user actions. If you want to record any action with respect to coordinates instead of objects. If you want to record any action in the application with respect to coordinates, then we should use this analog mode. Example, in which situations we can use this recording mode. See, let me take one example, very good example. Let me take one paint application. I am opening one paint application. This is a paint application. Open a new window. Now I will record in the normal mode now first. Suppose I want to draw some digital signature in my application. I want to write some digital signature and I want to automate this digital signature. I want to automate. So if I generate a script to write a digital signature in the application, if I use normal recording, let us see that is it works or not. I'm using now normal recording to write a digital signature. See, this is my application. In this application, I want to write some digital signature like this. This is my digital signature. I'm using now normal recording. See how it is recorded. It recorded something. Now let me rerun this. Will it rewrite the same digital signature what I have written here? Can it be rewrite same digital signature or not? It should rewrite, right? Open a new one. No. If I rerun this code, run from step, see that what it will rewrite. See what it is rewriting. What I have recorded, what it is rewriting. Understand? If I want to generate a script to write some digital signature, that is my requirement. Then if I use a normal recording mode, how it is rewriting? See that it is not at all rewritten the proper digital signature what I want. Is it right? But if I do same thing by using analog mode, let us see that. Why it is not able to rewrite the same digital signature? Very simple. In the normal recording mode, mouse movements cannot be recorded. That is the reason. That is why QTP is not able to record properly the digital signature, because in the normal recording mode, the mouse movements cannot be recorded. That's why. But if I use analog recording mode, look at this. Click record button. Go to select here analog mode in the automation menu, and I'm starting with this. Now I'm going to use here application. See, I don't want to record my action with respect to desktop. With respect to this paint application window, I want to record my action. So I'm selecting here second option. Now when you select the second option, you should have to select that window. Click this hand icon and select this window. Select that window. That window name is captured here, paint and title. So that means with respect to this window, I want to record my actions now in analog mode. Start analog recording. Now I'm going to write some digital signature again. Okay. Now stop recording. Now this is it is a statement generated for this digital signature. Let us say that this is a digital signature in paint using normal recording, and this one analog recording using analog recording. Using analog recording. Okay, now let me run this analog recording script. Before that, let me delete this one. New. I cleared this. Now I'm going to run this line number 14. Run from step. Okay, you see the difference, how it is recorded, how it is rewritten in the analog mode. So the digital signature script is working good in the analog recording mode than normal recording mode. So that means for this action, what is important? Mouse movements are important. Mouse movement in which on which coordinates, on which pixels the mouse is moving, the mouse is traversing. That is very important. But in the normal recording mode, you cannot be able to, we are not able to record the mouse movements and also coordinates. Those things cannot be recorded in the normal mode. But by using analog recording, we should be able to record every mouse movement and every pixel coordinate that we are moving, or that we are doing action, on which pixel we are doing some action. Everything will be recorded. So in these examples, that means wherever the mouse movements and coordinates are very important. So there could be some actions where action should be performed based on the mouse movements and coordinates, like digital signature example. In this case, we should have to generate the script by using analog recording mode, not by using normal recording. Understand the point when it should be used? Example, digital signature. Digital signatures example. Analog mode is used. That means what we can say, whenever you want to execute action using mouse movements and coordinates, then analog mode is very useful. Okay, is very useful. That is the example of analog mode. See, in analog mode, we have seen two modes. What is that? One is with respect to analog modes. We have seen two things. One is with respect to screen coordinates. That means desktop screen coordinates. Desktop screen coordinates. Desktop screen. Another one with respect to application window screen. So there are two things. You can record analog mode either with respect to desktop screen or with respect to application window screen. There are two things. If you record with respect to desktop screen, what is the code it will generate? See that this is the code it will generate. Desktop dot run analog. It is a statement it will generate. If you record with respect to application window, see that how this is recorded. Not this one, this one. Window paint run analog. This statement is a little different. Okay, both the statements are not same. It is with respect to desktop and it is with respect to window, and in both the cases method is same, run analog, only object is changing. And here it is track 1 track 3, both are analog files. These analog files are not editable. Understand now the point, main important points about analog recording. Now let us see what is the last low level recording. Guys, before starting this low level recording, let me take some 5 minutes break, then we'll continue. Okay. Recording. Okay. Stop. Have started recording. See, when if any object cannot be identified by QTP, then QTP cannot recognize that object properties and it cannot recognize actions on that object. Are you clear? See, I will show you an example. Let me go to login page. Let us say that I will record some object in this login dialog box. I will record in normal mode. See that here I'm clicking. Where I'm clicking? I'm clicking on this bitmap. I'm clicking on this picture. Is it right? But where it is okay, it is not this example. I cannot take this example because it is recording already. I have to take which is not recorded, not this example. 1 second. Let me open flight distribution application. Let us try some examples there. Stop it. Mercury. Yeah. So I have opened the flight distribution application. Okay. Now let me try to click this picture. Let us see that is it recording or not. I am clicking here. Look at that here. Is it recording any statement? No, it is not recording any statement. Why it is not recording? Very simple. QTP is not recognizing this element at all. It is not at all recognizing. So QTP is not recording any action on this object. Are you clear now? So if it is the case, suppose I have the test case where I have to click on this picture. That is my requirement in my test case. There is a step in the test case to click on this image, to click on this picture. But QTP is not recording that particular element. QTP is not recording click action on this particular picture. Then how you can record it? Now we can use low level recording. Low level recording means what is this? Nothing. If any object cannot be recorded directly, that means if QTP cannot recognize any object in the application, then Still we can record that object by using low level recording indirectly. Still we can record that object actions indirectly by using low level recording. Example, now what we are seeing here, we are not able to record click action on this particular picture, is it right? On this bitmap, we are not able to record, but I have to click this recording action, click action. Now what I can do, I can select here analog recording, sorry, low level recording option I can choose. Now we are in normal mode because we clicked only record button. After clicking record button, you go to automation menu and select here low level recording option. Now it is in low level recording. Now you click this picture, see, look at that, it is generating the code. Now it is generating the script for the same actions. I'm clicking on this picture, see that how now it is able to record this action. Why it is not able to record this click action in the normal mode, and how this click action is recorded now using a low level recording. Let us see that. If you see that how this click action is recorded in low level recording, see, I'm clicking this particular what is this one, this element, correct, this bitmap, but how it is recorded, the click action is recorded with respect to some win object and with this name. And go to the repository. In a second, I want to check that what is this object is. Go to flight distribution, this is the object. Let me highlight this, see that it is highlighting, it is a frame object, it is something a separate frame inside that window. Inside this frame these elements are placed, is it right? These elements are created. So this is the frame which is identifying, but QTP is not able to identify this element, this bitmap. This bitmap is inside this frame. So this frame is the parent object for this bitmap. Since QTP is not able to identify or recognize this particular bitmap element object, when we use, that's why it is not recording any action in the normal recording, because QTP is not identifying this particular bitmap. But what is happening when I select low level recording, when I choose low level recording, what QTP is doing, this bitmap is not identifying. Then fine, what is the next object QTP is able to identify? This bitmap parent object is frame, this frame. This frame is inside this window, inside this flat distribution window. So that is the hierarchy, is it right? So this frame can be identified. What is this frame? This is the object, frame object. See that it is highlighting that frame. So since it is able to identify the next level object, this bitmap is not identified by QTP, then fine, leave that one. Then take the next level object which is identified. So the next level object is frame, it is identified. So it is recording the click action with respect to this frame object, not with respect to this bitmap. That means how it is a click? The mouse is clicked here on some xy coordinates. Look at that here, on some xy coordinates 517 186. That means what is it? 517 186 xy coordinates of this point where a mouse is clicked with respect to this frame left topmost corner. This is the frame. This frame left topmost corner is this one. Starting from here 0 0, this pixel xy coordinates, what is the xy coordinates of this pixel? So this is the xy coordinates of that pixel, 517 and 186. So we click the mouse on this particular frame at this particular point. So indirectly the mouse is clicking this bitmap, but QTP is not able to recognize this bitmap. It is not able to record the click action on this bitmap by using normal recording. So what we are doing, we are using here low level recording. In the low level recording, what QTP is doing, this bitmap is not recognized, then it is looking for the next level object. What is the next level object that QTP can recognize? The next level object is frame. So it is clicking this click action with respect to this frame object. So we are clicking the mouse at this point inside the frame at point 516 or 187. So this is the point where this point is available inside this bitmap. So automatically mouse will be clicked in this bitmap. Understand? So like this, QTP is recording the click action on this bitmap indirectly by using low level recording, even though that particular object is not identified by QTP. Understand now purpose of low level recording? In application, there could be some objects which cannot be identified, by QTP. In that case, that object cannot be recorded in the normal recording mode. If you want to record any action, some actions on that object, we should have to use low level recording. In the low level recording, what will happen? The QTP can record some actions on that object indirectly. Indirectly in the sense with respect to its parent object. Understand? Here this win object frame is a parent object of this bitmap. Since this bitmap is not recognized by QTP, it is recording the click action with respect to its parent object frame. So on this frame, we are clicking at this point. This point is located on this bitmap. So automatically mouse will be clicked indirectly on the bitmap. Understand my point here? How QTP is recording actions using low level recording. And one more thing that you can understand in the low level recording, there are a few points, a few notes that we have to keep in mind when we are using low level recording. Fine, let us see that first. I will explain you. Low level recording. What is the low level recording now? What is the use of low level recording? If any object is not identified by QTP, then that object cannot be recorded in normal recording mode. Is it right? Okay, but we can use low level recording mode to record some actions, not all the actions. Again, that's why we can record few actions. Not every action. Okay, few actions on that object indirectly. That means with respect to parent object. Are you clear? That is the meaning of indirect here. Indirectly. So we can use low level recording mode to record few actions on that object which is not identified by QTP. On that object means which is not identified by QTP. Sorry. Are you clear now? What is the use of low level recording? When we use low level recording generally, if there is any object not identified by QTP, and still if you want to record some actions on that object, then we can go with low level recording. Are you clear now? Any doubts? No. See, when we can go for low level recording, analog recording, when we can go for analog recording, if you want to record any action with respect to mouse movements, if there is any action that you want to execute using mouse movements, not using object, understand, mouse movements are important. Whenever mouse movements are very critical, okay, in that case we can go with analog mode. But when you are going with low level recording, if any object is not identified by QTP, but still I want to record that object, I want to record few actions on that object, so in this scenario you should go with low level recording. Are you clear, Chari? Yeah, that is the difference. Okay, if mouse movements are required, then you can go with the analog mode. If object is not identified and still you want to record a few actions on that object, then you should use low level recording. Okay, let us see this code. Now let us see the difference between normal recording and low level recording. To see the difference between normal recording and low level recording, to understand this use of low level recording, which example we can give? This example is good one here in the flight reservation application. In flight reservation window, click on what is that image, click on right side bitmap. Okay, right side bitmap. It cannot be recorded, it cannot be recorded, but we can do this by using low level recording. In the normal recording mode it is not possible, but by using low level recording mode we can be able to click that bitmap. Okay, that is the example. Now let us see the difference between low level and normal recording. Let us see that. See, this is our normal recording script, is it right? For login, I will record same actions in by using low level recording. Let us see that now how code will be generated, and then we can observe the differences between normal and low level recording modes. I will record here itself. Let me open login dialog box. Now I'm starting low level recording. Click record button and select low level recording option in the automation menu. Now I'm entering password, agent name Prasad, password as Mercury. Click OK. Done. Stop it. Now see the code how it is generated in the low level recording. Okay, I can remove these statements not required. Click actions not required here. I can remove this. Let us assume that these are the three statements. Here also we have 3 lines and here also we have 3 lines. You can compare now these 2 lines. See that how in the normal recording how dialog box is recorded as a dialog, but in low level recording how this dialog box is recorded as a window. Why? Very simple. In the low level recording, see notes in low level recording. Okay, in low level recording mode, first one, every parent object will be recorded as a window, as a window. Every parent object. See here, dialog box is a parent object, correct? Because inside this dialog box we have child objects, agent name, password, OK button. These things are inside this dialog box. So this is a dialog box is a parent object, topmost parent object. Are you clear? It is not a child object here. Dialog box is not a child object because this dialog box does not have any parent. Is it right? So this is a parent object. So that's why every parent object will be recorded as a window in the low level recording. That's why this dialog is recorded as window. Understand now? And another difference, look at that here. The text box are recorded as a win edit and button is recorded as a win button in the normal recording mode. But if you look into this here, low level recording, text boxes are recorded as a win object, buttons also recorded as a win object. Understand? See here, what is the common thing in these objects? Agent name, password and OK button. These are all child objects. Agent name is a child object inside this dialog box. Password also child object. OK button also child object. So in the low level recording, every child object will be recorded as win object. Whatever the object it is, whether it is a text box or button or a drop down or combo box or checkbox or radio button, whatever it is, by default it will be recorded as win object. Understand now? That is another important note. Every child object will be recorded as a win object, as win object, as win object. And one more point, say look into that here. In the normal recording mode, when you click the button, is it coordinates are captured here? No, coordinates are not captured. Is it right? But in the low level recording, you could see coordinates are captured. Coordinates are captured where mouse is clicked inside the OK button. Inside the OK button, on which pixel the mouse is clicked. That means it captures coordinates also in the low level recording. But in the normal recording mode, coordinates will not be captured. That is another difference. Are you clear? Coordinates will be captured. These are all some important notes in low level recording. See, to understand better what is this win object class, what is this win object class, first we have to understand what is this win edit and what is this win button classes. We discussed just today beginning of our session about classes. Win edit class. What is the win edit class? It is nothing but it is a class name for all text boxes. It is a class for all text boxes, win edit. Similarly, win button is a class for all Windows buttons. Understand? For combo box, a win combo box is the class. For checkboxes, for Windows checkboxes, I am talking about Windows applications now. For checkboxes, win checkbox. Similarly, when you are working with web applications, and for all web text boxes, the class is web edit. For all web buttons, the class is web button. For all checkboxes in the web application, the class is web checkbox. So I will give you the list of classes, since we have to discuss something about, see here, controls and class. Okay, what is the class name? Let me insert here table, some table. So here simple some examples I'm giving here. Okay, number, control type, what type of control it is, and corresponding class in QTP. Number one, Windows win text box. What is the class? Win edit is the class. Next one, Windows button, win buttons. Win button is the class. And third one, Windows checkbox, checkboxes. It is a class as win checkbox. This is the class name in QTP. Are you clear? Now,
What is the
dialog. Dialog.
what is the class for web?
Yes, ma?
What is the control type or class for web for web application?
Yeah, I will define that also. Wait a second.
Okay.
Dialog box, dialog. Window. For window, normal window, class is window. So these are all few important generally used controls in the Windows applications. Okay. And combo box, in the Windows applications we have combo box. Windows combo box. Combo box means drop down box. Okay, drop down list. The class is win combo box. Okay, and these are all some Windows controls. Now let us see web controls. Web text box. It is web edit. Web edit. Next one, web buttons. That means inside web page buttons. The class is web button. Next one, web checkboxes. The class is web checkbox. And 10, web drop down list. Web drop down list. The class is web list. Web list. Okay. Next, link. Class is just link. And in the web applications, what else controls will be there? Image. Class is image. And browser. Web browser. Web browser. The class is browser. And web page. Web page. The class is page. 15. What else we have? Radio buttons. Web radio buttons. Web, sorry. Yeah, web radio group. Web radio group. That is a class for that. Are you clear? So these are some important controls, okay, for different types of controls and corresponding class names. See, for every class, for every standard controls, these are all standard controls, standard objects. See, these are all some standard objects in the web application, and these are all standard objects inside any web application. Is it right? For this standard controls, for every standard control, there is one class in QTP. That class is called standard class. See, text boxes, the control is WinEdit. For buttons, text class is WinButton. That means this WinButton class defines a set of properties and methods for all button objects. All buttons, what properties and what methods will be available for all buttons in the Windows application. Those properties and methods are defined inside this WinButton class. Understand now? See, for every specific control, there is a specific class. Now, there is one class in QTP. So these are all, I can say, these are all standard classes. I can say like that. These are all standard classes. Standard classes in QTP. Now, there is one class called generic class. In QTP, there is one class called generic class. Generic class. What is this generic class? Generic class name is WinObject. What is the difference between standard class and generic class? Very simple. Every standard class belongs to some specific standard control in the application. Every standard class is defined for some standard object in the application. That means for text boxes WinEdit, for buttons WinButton, like that. For every standard control, there is some standard class defined already in QTP. Now, when you come to this generic class, what is this generic class? The generic class is something, some common class. Generic class means it is a common class. Why it is a common class? Suppose if I take WinButton, for which object we can use WinButton class? Only for WinButtons we can use Windows buttons, we can use WinButton class. Is it right? We can't use WinButton class with the checkbox, or we can't use WinButton class with the text box. Why we can't use this WinButton class with the text box? Very simple. Inside WinButton, whatever the properties and methods are defined, those properties and methods cannot be applicable. We cannot apply these WinButton class properties and methods to text box or to checkbox or to drop down box or dialog box. Are you clear? This WinButton class properties and methods can be applied only to buttons, only on button objects. Similarly, WinEdit class properties and methods can be applied only for text boxes. We can't use WinEdit class properties and methods on button for buttons. Understand? That means every class has some set of very specific attributes and methods which can be applied to very specific type of controls. WinEdit class contains methods and attributes for only text boxes. The WinButton class defines attributes and methods for buttons. The WinCheckbox class defines attributes and methods for checkboxes. Understand? Every class defines some set of attributes and methods for specific control, for specific particular type of control. But when you come to this generic class, what happens? This generic class defines or contains some set of common attributes and methods which can be applied to any type of control. To any type of control. Are you getting the difference here? If I take any standard class in QTP, either web list or web button or web edit or win edit or win button or browser or page or web ready group or link or image, whatever it is, if you take any standard class in QTP, that standard class defines some set of attributes and methods which are applicable to specific type of control. To specific type of control. We cannot apply those methods and attributes to all the controls, to all types of controls. Win button can be applied only for buttons. We cannot apply with the text box or with any other control, only for buttons, the win button class. But when you come to generic class win object, it contains attributes and methods which are common to all types of controls. So that means the generic class defines the common properties and methods which can be applied to any type of control. Understand the difference? That is called generic class win object. So in the low level recording, the QTP is using generic class for all child objects. But in the normal recording, the QTP is using standard class for each control. See, agent name text box belongs to standard class WinEdit, so it is using standard class in the normal recording. Button belongs to WinButton class, so it is using standard class. But when you come to low level recording, it is using generic class for all objects. See, for button also it is using WinObject. For agent name text box also it is using WinObject. Understand? That means this WinObject class can be used with any type of control. But this win button cannot be used with the text box. This win button should be used with only buttons. So that's why it is very specific to one type of control. So it is very specific to one standard control. But when you come to generic class, it is common to all the controls. That's why it is called generic class. So in the low level recording, child objects will be recorded by using a generic class win object. Understand the point here? Yes, win object. This is called generic class. Generic class. All of you clear? So the generic class, it contains set of attributes and methods, not set of common attributes and methods. I could say common attributes and methods which can be applied to any type of control. That means win object class we can use with any object, with any type of object. That is the meaning of that. Are you clear now? Any doubts in this recording modes? What is the recording and what is the recording types? How many different types of recording modes are available in QTP? You have any questions in the recording modes? And today I want to complete one more small thing. How QTP records, I want to make an understanding of one more small thing in the recording concept. what is happening? We will be discussing more about normal recording now. Okay, we don't go with low level analog recording in detail. That means not required. Low level recording, analog recording will be used very occasionally. Okay, most frequently we'll be using always only normal recording. Okay, so you have any questions on this recording types?
Yeah, Prasad.
Yeah.
Yeah, even by using low-level recording, if we are unable to identify any object means, then we need to write script for that, or
If object is not identified, can you use?
even by using low-level
No,
recording.
no. If object is not identified, we can't use normal recording. Correct? We can use only low level recording if object is not identified by QTP.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? See here, example, we have seen that this bitmap is not identified by QTP, so that's why it is not recording
Yes.
any click action using normal recording. But by using low level recording, we are able to record that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So any other questions? Okay. Now let me show you what is the UFT script structure. Okay, how QTP script will be saved. Now I'm going to save this script. Okay, see, I'm going to click this save button. Always, right, you should have to maintain all your QTP scripts and all the artifacts that we are using in the automation project in with the proper folder structure. So here I'm going to create one folder for our go to training UFT. Inside UFT, see, I'm going to create here one folder to save my automation QTP scripts, test scripts. I'm going to create one folder. Inside this folder, I'm going to save the scripts, recording, recording script. All types of recordings we have done in this script. Okay. So I'm saving it now. Inside the test scripts folder, I'm saving my script. Done. Now let us understand the first how this QTP script is saved. What is the structure of QTP script when you saved it? How it is saving? Inside recording, it is a script name recording inside test scripts. Now let me open that folder. Go to D drive, training, UFT, test scripts. See, this is the script you are. This is our QTP script. How QTP script is saving? As a folder. Whenever you save the QTP script, what happens? It is saving as a folder. Inside folder, it is creating a folder. That is the first step. Okay. QTP script is saved as a folder. So what is that folder structure? Let us see that. What is that folder structure? Script folder structure. Test folder structure. Let us see that. Now go to that. I'm opening this recording folder. See here. In our QTP script, how many actions are there? Actions. Here, see, inside QTP, there is only one action. Action 1, correct? And here, see that. There are two actions folders. But in our QTP, we have only one action, that is called action 1. But in the QTP folder, inside this QTP script folder, there are two actions folders are created. What are those folders names? Action 0 and action 1. So action 1 is our QTP action. We have that one inside QTP script, but action 0 is the default action in QTP script. Action 0 is the default action. That means now how many action folders are there inside the main folder? Action folders. There are some action folders. How many action folders are there? One default action. One default action, that is action 0 plus QTP test actions, our QTP actions. How many actions that we have created inside our QTP script? Here we create only one QTP, one action. So there is only one folder, action 1. Are you clear now? So these are the action folders. One default action folder is there by default, that is called action 0, and plus QTP actions. How many QTP actions that you have created in our QTP script, that many folders will be created inside the main folder. So after that, what is there? RES1, RES2, what is this? These folders are result folders. These folders are result folders. When these result folders will be created, if you run your QTP script, for every run, it will create one result folder. Understand? Whenever you run the script, for every run, it creates a new result folder inside your QTP script folder. So result folders will be created for every run. For every run. Are you clear? That is a results folder. And see, these are all we'll be discussing later about all these files. What is this? Leave that one. And now let me open this action 1. What is there inside action 1? See here. Again, inside action 1, there is one snapshots folder. Inside action 1, I can give hierarchy. Okay. Now inside action folder, we have one more snapshots folder. Is it right? Snapshots folder. What it contains? Snapshots folders. All screenshots. See that there are so many screenshots. There are so many screenshots that, see, at the time of recording, when you record any action in QTP, see that whenever you record any action in QTP, for every step, QTP captures snapshot. QTP captures a snapshot for every action. So I clicked here, close all windows. I clicked on this images, snapshots files. Okay, let us see that. I will show you that one. We have recorded these 3 steps. Is it right? In the login dialog box, you can see the snapshot for each and every step that we have recorded in QTP. Where you can see the snapshot. The snapshots we can see inside active screen. Go to view menu. Oh, it is already selected active screen. Select this active screen option. Close this dialog box. See, this is to-do list. Close this. It is active screen. See that here. This is the active screen panel. We can select that panel in the view menu. It is already selected, so it is displaying here. Now, if you place your cursor on any step which has been recorded, see that here. I am placing my first step. See, this is the snapshot for this particular record, particular statement. That means this step is recorded on this object. And next step, see that. This step is recorded on this password object. And this step is recorded on this OK button. Are you clear? For every step, for every recorded step, the snapshots will be captured by QTP automatically. At the time of recording, for every step, QTP captures the snapshots. All these snapshots at the same time, at the time of running, at the time of execution also, it will capture the snapshots. For every step that is running, it can capture the snapshot. So all these snapshots will be stored inside this snapshots folder, inside the snapshots folder. And see, this is the main script folder, script file. That means inside this action 1, see that inside this action 1, we have written how many lines of code? See, 21 lines of code I have written. Is it right? And save it. When you save this script, where it will be saved? This code will be saved inside this file, inside this script.mts file. We can open this file, see that, edit this file using notepad. See that whatever the code that you have in this qtp test panel, this code has been saved inside this script.mts file, 21 lines. Are you clear? So this is the actual qtp script file. What is the actual qtp script file? Script.mts. .mts is the qtp script file extension. .mts is the qtp script file extension. And similarly, this one, say that object repository .bdb. This is called local repository file. One local repository file will be created for every action. So inside action 1, there is one local repository. So this repository for this action 1, we will discuss that later about local repository in detail. Are you clear? This is important. What is your script qtp script file extension .mts? Understand? So how this qtp structure now? This is your qtp script folder, recording. Inside recording, we have action folders and result folders, and some files are there. And inside action 1 folder, see that we have snapshots folder and one important file, script.mts. Now similarly, what is this action 0? Action 0. See, inside action 0 also we have same structure. Let me open this action 0 script. What script is there inside action 0? See that there is one statement inside action 0. What is the statement? It is a calling statement for action 1. It is a calling statement. See that inside this script there is one action 1 we created here. This action 1. How this action 1 will be running? Whenever you run qtp script, which action will be running first? Action 0 will be running first. Understand? And this action 0 will call action 1 using this statement. Action 0 is calling this action 1. That means here action 1 cannot be, when you run this qtp script, action 1 will not be running directly. First it will execute action 0 and action 0 will call this action 1. So then action 1 code will be executed. That's how this action 0 is the main action in qtp script. Action 0 is the main action in the qtp script. That is the action first will be executed as soon as when you run the qtp script. Are you clear now? The structure of the qtp script. So what is action 0? That is one important point. What is this action 0? Action 0 is main action in qtp script, which will be executed first. And it will call all actions in the script one by one. It will call all actions in the script one by one. Are you clear? What is the action 0? Okay. Now come to one more small thing. This one I want to explain this recording process. What is recording process? Recording process means we have to understand that when you record actions, when you record some action in qtp using qtp, how qtp is generating the script, what is happening inside the qtp at the time of recording. So let me show you that in detail to understand better how it is recording the script. Open. I'm opening a new script here. So every time it is opening because of this setting, I have to remove that setting. 1 second. Automation, recording. I will remove this one. It won't open the browser every time. Apply that. Now see that I will open login dialog box. Again, I will go to same login dialog box to understand easily. Okay. See, when you record, for example, I'm recording this OK button. Okay. I'm recording this OK button. Only one step I'm recording. I'm clicking on this OK button directly. See what happened? It directly generating the script statement in QTP test panel. What is the statement? Dialog win button OK dot click. But before generating this step, what QTP is doing, that we should understand. See, whenever you record some action on any object in QTP using QTP, what QTP will do, first QTP will capture. 1 second, I should have some presentation on this so that you can understand easily, better way. Yes, recording process. Okay, have some small presentation. See what happens when you record. Say this is our application. Okay, when I record this OK button using QTP, what QTP is doing first step? It captures object description. What is object description means? We already discussed every object in QTP, right, has some properties, correct? Every object has some properties. For example, when you click this OK button has some properties, correct? Properties like okay, is it visible now? Okay. See, whenever I click this OK button, so that OK button has some physical properties like width, height, name, text, like this, right? So whenever you record any object, new object in the application using QTP, first QTP captures that object properties and values, property values. It will capture a few properties and a few values of those properties immediately. So this set of properties which are captured for that object is called that object description. Object description means nothing but here the set of properties and values. Whenever you record this OK button, immediately it captures that OK button's few properties, some 2-3 properties it will capture and with values. So this description, that means the set of properties and values, is called that object description. Understand? That is step 1. After capturing that object properties and values, it assigns some name to that object description. It will give some name that is called object name. That means QTP will assign some object name immediately after that. After capturing the description, it assigns an object name. After assigning the object name, see for example, for this OK button, object name can be OK. And then it will save that object name and object description in one file. That file is called object repository file. Understand? That means after capturing the object description, object name, what it will do? It will save these details, object name and object description details, in one file. That file is called object repository. That I will show you. See that where Okay, it is recording. Stop it. Let me delete all these things. Okay. So this is the step I recorded. So whenever I recorded OK button, immediately it captures this object properties and object name is assigned, and this description and a name are saved inside one file. That file is called object repository. That object repository file we can view by using this object repository option in the resources menu. Open this. See here, this is the OK button. See, this is the description, text and the native class. These are the two properties are captured for that OK button with values OK and button. And this is called description. For this description, it assigns some name. That name is OK. This name is called object name. And for this object name, it is a description. Understand? This is the object name and it is its description. And see, this object is not a parent object. This OK button is a child object. So automatically QTP will capture its parent object as well. If there is any parent object for the selected object, then automatically it captures first parent object, and after that it will capture child object. So it automatically captures first login dialog box parent object. For this login dialog box, this is a description. See, there are 4 properties are captured for this login dialog box, and the login is the name of that dialog box. After capturing this parent object, then it captures child object OK, and that child object is added under this parent object login dialog. See, that hierarchy will be maintained same way how it is in the application. In the application, OK button is inside login dialog box. So the login dialog box is the parent object and OK button should be the child object of login dialog box. So the same way, in the same hierarchy, the QTP captures objects into the repository file. Are you clear? So it assigns, it saves that object name and description in the repository file, and after that it will generate the statement script in the QTP by using that object name and class. So in the QTP script, if you look into this QTP script, see, it is using this object name. See that OK button object name is same like OK. Here it is OK, and in the script also OK. And what is the class here? Win button. So same class is defined here. Again, this object is inside this login dialog box parent. So for this dialog box, name is login and class is dialog. Look at that here. Both are matching in the script and in the repository file. Understand? So first it will create an object in the repository file. Whenever you record any object, first it will save that object in the repository file. How object will be saved in the repository file? By using its object description and object name. That means for every object, object description and object name will be saved, will be defined in the repository file whenever you record any object. And after that, it will generate the script by using that object name and object class. Then it will record the step, what action we recorded, what method. It will generate the method. It will generate the method for the recorded action. What action? Are you clear? How that means before generating this statement in the QTP, when you record any object, what's happening in QTP? Any doubt in this process? First QTP. Let us see that. If you have any doubt, we can remove all these objects in the repository file. Say that I'm removing everything. I'm removing this login dialog box also. I removed it, everything. It is empty. I will remove this statement as well. Now I will record. See that I'm recording now. In the here, I'm clicking this OK button inside a flight reservations dialog. I'm selecting this. I'm clicking this OK. I'm recording this. Now see that how it is recorded. See, before recording, you can see that here that object is added immediately. OK button inside flight reservations. This dialog box is inside login dialog. See, for this OK button, there are 2 parent objects. So all parent objects are added automatically. Whenever you record this button, automatically it is adding all its parent objects in the application. login, flight reservations automatically added. And in the statement also, see, you can see that hierarchy. Login dialog box, then flight reservations, then OK button. OK button is coming. So in the same hierarchy, by using same object names which are saved in the repository file, the QTP generate the script in the test panel when you record any actions. Understand? So when you run this script, when you run this statement, what's happening? How QTP execute the action in the application? See, whenever you run this statement, first statement, what QTP will do? See, whenever you run this first statement, what QTP will do? First step, it will take the first parent object details. What details are available in this statement for the first parent object? Class name and name, object name. What is the object class? Dialog. What is the object name? Login. So it will take those two details. Then it will search this repository file for this name login. Is there any object in the repository file with the name login? Yes, here there is an object with login. Correct? Then it will check that what is the class of this object? Dialog. What is the class in the script? Dialog. Both are same. So class and a name both are matching with this for this object in the repository file. Is it right? Once that object is found in the repository file with the same name and with the same class, then QTP will fetch the corresponding object description from the repository file for that object. See, with every object name, there is some object description saved in the repository file. So whenever that object is found in the repository file, then it will fetch the corresponding object description from the repository file. So it will take this description, properties and values. After taking this object properties and values, now it will search the desktop for a dialog box with the same description. It will search the desktop to find a dialog box with this text value, with the text as a login, with the native class as this number, and is it owned window false, is it child window false, with the same properties, with the same values. Is there any dialog box in the desktop is open? It will check that. So here in the current scenario, it is a dialog box we already opened. So this dialog box properties definitely should match with these properties. That means if QTP identifies only one dialog box which is matching with these properties, then QTP can successfully execute that object. Suppose if QTP finds two dialog boxes with the same properties and values, then QTP will get confusion which dialog box it has to execute. So there should be only one object should identify by using this description. Only then QTP can execute that step successfully. So in our scenario, this dialog box is identified. Good. Okay. After this dialog box is identified, then it will take that the next child object details from this statement. What is the next child object? Again, dialog flight reservations. Now again, it will search the repository file. Now it will search the repository file under this login dialog box, because the current object is a child object. So it will look for child objects inside the current parent object. So inside this login dialog box, is there any dialog box with the name flight reservations? Yes, there is an object with the name flight reservations in the repository file under login dialog box. So once this object is identified, again it will fetch this corresponding object description from the repository file. And once it is taking this description, now it will search login dialog box in the desktop. It will search inside the login dialog box, not inside the desktop now, because it is searching for the child object, not for the parent object. So it will search inside this login dialog box. Is there any child dialog with the text flight reservations with this text, with this native class? Is there any dialog inside login dialog box? Inside this login dialog box, there is one other dialog box which is open with the text as All of you lost my audio. Just is reconnected. Okay. See here. So inside this login dialog box, there is another dialog box with the text as flight reservations and native class the same number. These things. That means this dialog box will be matching with this description. So it will identify this dialog box. Once this child object is identified, now there is no more child objects in this statement. Then it will execute this action. What is that action? Activate. So it will activate this dialog box. Are you clear? So the same way it will execute all the steps one by one. This is the process will be repeated again and again for every step we are running in the QTP. Are you clear this execution process? See this slide if you have any doubt. Not this one, execution process is this one. How QTP executes the QTP script in when you run the script in the application. Okay guys, you have any doubts, any questions in this today's session? I will share this PPT. Yes, Vida. Yes, Chari. You are asking something? 1 second. Can use both? No, this one. Assign object name. Will it take name property value to assign the object name, or will it follow other process? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not like it will not take always name property. Okay. Yes, there might be some prioritized property values it may take. If name property is available, it may take a name property, or if it may take text property value also sometimes. That depends upon the control. Sometimes it will assign some generic name. It won't suppose if there is no text, if there is no name is available for that control, then it will take automatically some generic names and with some by adding some numbers. For example, see that if you take it here, see here it is using OK name because OK is the text value here, not a name here. OK is a text, I think so, right? Not a name. See that OK is a text, not a name. There is no name property here, I think so. For OK button, there is no name. Yeah, there is no name here for OK button. It's not there. So that's why it's not a like that. Depends upon the control and depends upon the available properties. It will generate the name automatically. Okay, but we have to modify that name. That we'll see that later. All those things. Just now, just let us try to understand the basic concepts. Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, Prasad, no questions, but the tool, can you see why it's not opening?
Yeah, sure. I will see that now. Okay, 1 second. Let it
Okay.
close this session. Then I will look into that.
Yeah, sure.